anything could happen. I'm a little nervous.
Go to you.
With them here.
Are you ready? Mr. Kinnock, please.
Will Sin come?
Sin always returns for its spawn. To make sure, we're going to encourage them to call out to it.
You won't have to. It'll come.
But
I remembered Orin telling me.
this game's gonna take a really
Sin
long
is
time
my
for
old
me to
man.
finish if I actually
Sin
got
is
to the
Jack.
Dark Aeons, and I'd like to. But I am curious which one I would want to play after this. Yeah, and I've already set that up for Lulu to do that. So that doesn't really matter. Because I don't really care. I just picked someone for the fuck of it. I should do Orin because it's harder to get Orin or Kimari. But I didn't. The head is moving suspiciously. No, it's not. And I'd appreciate it if you stopped that. I am not very good at this, but we're gonna do it anyway. Ow. Oh, you have Hellfire. Good shit. It doesn't really matter. Because by the end of the game, the strongest damage output is either Anima or quick attack. Is really sad when you think about it. But it's true. Nice. You're a dick. Ow. Oh, goodbye, Ifrit. You were a good friend, but you did your job. Oh, yes. Grand Summon Balefore. Now we gonna fuck shit up. I do that all at the same time just because I can, but it doesn't matter though because quick attack is stronger than all of that anyway. So if you max out the sphere grid, everybody just becomes the same. And then you just spam quick attack with haste and win the game. Jesus, you got no turns. No turns, sir. Oh, goodbye, Balefore. You did your job well. I don't see a reason to split them anymore, because you can do it all at the same time. Everybody's about the same right now. Simple enough fight. It's not really simple unless you, like, cheese the head. The head can be really annoying if you don't kill it immediately. But we did that, so, yeah. There's only been one playthrough where I did just 3 characters, and that was, Yuna, Orin, Titus. Because it's really all you need up until the end of the game. If you're not going to level them evenly, but yeah. All you need is Titus. To be perfectly honest, by the end of the game, he's a one-man army. With fucking haste and quick attack. Instant death. epic boss music time.
Stand back, Lady Una.
Yes.
Now Seymour's gonna be standing backwards probably, because of the game rendering weird. He doesn't even need HP and MP break, he just needs break damage limit and haste. You'll typically kill anything with break damage limit and quick attack really, really fast. Oh yeah, the boss attacks backwards against Seymour, which is really weird to watch. It's so fucking weird. That's why ribbon's more important than HP. Getting ribbon is expensive, but once you have ribbon, enemies like that don't matter. That's why I like to farm. I like to make sure I get every ribbon I can in games. In these games, because they're that good. I think that's the point. All of the main villains look over the top scary. Seymour doesn't have the same feel to him because he's more developed in terms of his backstory. Sephiroth doesn't have a backstory outside of being essentially created. What we know about Sephiroth's backstory is he was born by a parascientist, and then they turned him into what he is. And he went fucking crazy. Seymour has about as much backstory, but his makes a little more sense. I like Sephiroth more because he's fucking crazy. Oh, did you really use, like, I don't know, when I remember that fight, he never really used magic, he just slashed things and they died. Like that section of the Sephiroth section. So I don't remember the black magic. I remember Life 2, because Cloud dies a lot. That game is a game I need to play on cast still. And I will. It'll be 7 and 8 will be easier to play on cast since they're on Steam. And I own them on Steam. I don't own all of the Steam games yet. I'd love to. I'd like to get 3, 4 in the 213s. But I cannot at the moment. Although it's the remade version of 4. I've never played. Well, you don't really get to use him. He's like a guest member of the party. but you get to see what he did, essentially. You kind of got to sit there and watch fights because Cloud died over and over and over again. Yes. He doesn't really use the magic though, unless it's an enemy, a group of like 5. So that's why I don't remember it very well, because I probably never even ran into a group that used it often anyway. I wouldn't really call that getting lucky. That's slowing down the fight. Some of the fights. It speeds up the fights if they don't kill Cloud when he doesn't use magic, and it slows it down when he does. I didn't talk to Gata, so I have no idea who's alive right now. Probably Gata. Yeah, it's...
What's going on? Why? What's going on?
Poor Luzu. I like Luzu better. Yeah, he typically does that in groups though. Like, he doesn't typically use spells unless the group is big. And it's in Nibelhelm, so there are groups of 4 or 5. Just usually isn't. Nibelheim. I don't really know how to pronounce it because it's like...
I'll summon!
You won't hurt it.
rooted in a language I don't recognize.
Too weak.
Well, God is young, so it's hard to like him. At least for me, I really don't enjoy the really young characters in games, typically. An exception has been 13's Hope. Like, he was really, really annoying, but by the end of the game I started to like him, which surprised me.
I have no idea
lot.
what I was thinking when I ran after Sin that day. Before I knew what I was doing, there I was, chasing him down like a thief at market. Maybe I was angry. Maybe I wanted to go home. I kept thinking of Xanarkand, and
I don't.
my old man.
I like how he looks. I don't like his gameplay. Very, very slow. But then again, I don't like any of the Aeons except for Anima because he's the only one who can break the broken damage cap. Which is why, with a single attack, he's the strongest attack in the game. But, yeah. Outside of that, I don't really care for any of the Aeons in this game. Not enough to matter. None of the Aeons ever get enough speed to be useful outside of a Grand Summon. And then a dismiss.
They say you don't practice anymore, that you're gonna retire.
Let them talk. I'm still the best.
They say you're no good because you drink all the time.
I can quit drinking whenever I want.
Then do it now.
What did you say?
You just said you can't.
But he can't break that.
Tomorrow, maybe.
Why not today?
Why do today what you can leave for
Because
tomorrow?
every summon can break damage once you've gotten all of the
There he
limit.
goes
The
again, crying.
characters' legendary weapons. They all can do that. But so can the characters themselves, and they can do it way faster. So why
I thought I
use
sensed my
Bahamut,
old man
who's
there.
significantly slower than Titus
Or
with
maybe it
haste
was just Sin's
and quick
toxin
attack,
playing
when
tricks on
I
my
could
mind.
just use Titus with haste and quick attack. Anima's the only exception because his overdrive can hit broken damage cap like 16 times.
How many died today? People die and Yuna dances. When will she stop dancing?
I don't
When will
agree,
it
but
stop?
that's my opinion. By the end of the
Yuna
game,
won't stop
I
dancing.
stopped
Not
using
until Sin's
Aeons
gone.
except for Anima.
Those were my thoughts then, I think.
Because once you learn quick attack and
I see
Titus
what
has
you
enough
here.
damage,
Huh?
there's no
Many
reason to do
stories
anything
ending here
else.
today. But yours goes on, I see.
So I prefer just attacking as many times as I can.
Sin had come and gone, but I remained here.
I never liked the Magus sisters either. I don't know why. I just didn't enjoy the idea of them. And he's the one I do like, because he's the only one that can insta-kill no matter what once you've established a price range. And that's about it. He's the only one that can do that every single time, guaranteed at any point in the game once you've gotten him. So, he's essentially the strongest Aeon in that aspect. He's actually better. Because he can kill bosses better than Anima can. If you've established his price range, you can use the thing right under the Zentunsen, if I can remember what it is. Let me look it up real quick. Which does a extreme amount of damage at the beginning of the game. It's essentially like the best damage you can do at any point in the game. Just imagine Anima's Ultima, but without the need of an overdrive. That's what it is. So you have to figure out where he uses that attack, and then just keep giving him that money, and he can pretty much one-shot every boss except for the optional bosses, and maybe the last boss of the game. So there's a reason he demands that price. Odin doesn't work on bosses though. And Gilgamesh is a poor man's Yojimbo. I like Gilgamesh better, but he was no way in as powerful. If we're talking raw damage, the Wakashi, I think is what it was, that I was just looking at. Wakizashi is multiple hits with his sword, his small sword. The Zanmato is Zentunsen from Odin, which is one hit kill just like Odin. But it won't hit one hit kill Sin, the Big Sin, Unaleska, or Vraska's Final Aeon. So those three fights, the Zentunsen is useless. But for those fights you have Wakazashi, which is stronger anyway. Because it's essentially Anima, just every fight instead of whenever you have Overdrive up. No, but that doesn't make him any less. He's better. The money is just for the purpose of
A swift retreat.
establishing the story of Yojimbo,
What do you mean?
and to balance him.
Those who turned from Yevon died, while the faithful live on.
The past 10 years have changed you, I see.
Because if he didn't cost anything to just use him, it would be pretty dumb, and you would never use another Aeon again.
You do not look so well. But now, more than ever, you must be the people's strength.
Because even his dog, by the end of the game, matches every other Aeon.
Anyone else
So,
would be expected to
there's-
show their sorrow.
There would be no reason not to use him if he didn't cost money.
But you are a summoner. You are Spira's hope. Until sin is defeated, you must not relent. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm not big into the Blitzball though,
Are you
so
afraid?
I might do it anyway because
Yuna, take me as your
Uh.
pillar of strength. As Unaleska had her Lord Zayon.
I don't remember what the world champion,
Lady Yuna.
who it affects.
Until next we meet.
Let's look that up now.
Farewell.
World champion. Ifrit? Yeah, I might leave the world champion alone then. I don't really care about breaking Ifrit's damage cap. I just don't enjoy Blitzball.